Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today I am enjoying the rain that I've been praying for, and prayers were answered. You can see the water on the outside of the window here. I woke up this morning, there was just a little bit of a mist sprinkle coming down. You can see it on the lake in front of our house, and like, man, I hope, pray that we get more than that. And then it started getting a little bit heavier. Then the drops started getting closer together. And then it, in earnest, about 5 minutes ago, I got over here and it's gotten heavier. So I've got a little time. I looked at the forecast. It looks like it's supposed to keep this up for a little while, but I'm not going to complain. Came over here to move the bowls. We just put in 17 newly purchased males over here. There's 14 bulls and 3 steers that we dumped in with ours, the yearlings and the 2-year-old steers. The yearling bulls that we had out of our farm, plus the 2-year-old steers were over here. All the 2-year-old bulls and the machos are on the Judy farm. We needed something over there to graze it. Just too much grass, and I'm like, well, let's go ahead and take the big boys over there right before we sell them and flush them out real nice on grass. And boy, oh boy, they have really done well over there. They're getting all they want, super high quality forage, and they're chunking it on. But this farm, it's absolutely exploded in forage. I'm happy to report, though, that our bulls, so far, what I can see from here, I didn't see any up along any other paddocks than where they're supposed to be at. So it looks like they all stayed in. We hot wire broke them for just overnight in a corral. I ran an offset wire around the corral because these bulls had never been exposed to hot wire. So we put them in the Judy corral, which is a really well-made corral, and then we just took step-in post and ran around the interior of it. And I took aluminum foil and put about a 6-inch, just wrapped aluminum foil on the poly braid and left it sticking out like a napkin, where just enough they could get their nose and their tongue on it. And of course they had a water tank there. Anytime you haul animals a long ways, and these animals came 4 hours south and east of us. And anyway, they got off that trailer, they got them a good drink. And one thing you want to be careful of, folks, is when you're running your offset wire, and you're breaking them like that to hot wire, don't put the hot wire over the top of the water tank where they'll get shocked when they drink. Don't do that. Make sure that your poly wire is back against the very back of the corral, where it, in other words, when they reach up there to drink, they don't need to be getting shocked when they're drinking. You want them to drink, and if they get shocked, and especially around a water tank, they're going to get a heck of a shock. And they may not come back and drink for half a day. Well, now you've got a dehydrated animal. Folks, when animals get dehydrated, they stop drinking. The very first thing that happens is they get sick. And then they stop eating. And now you've got a really sick animal. So when you're receiving animals, make sure the water tank is in a spot where they can comfortably drink. There's no risk of them getting shocked. It should be a pleasant experience. Nice cold water, clean, get them a nice good long drink. They get rehydrated from the stressful hauling trip that they just took. They can get a bite of grass and they can lay down, and rest without being jostled around in the back of a trailer. So, yeah, that's my tips to you this morning on receiving and training livestock to hot wire. Anyway, we brought them over here and dumped them out on a 1-wire fence. Now, it had been eaten down so they could see the fence. And we had, oh gosh, around 40 yearling bulls and 2-year-old steers right at the back of the trailer. So it was super dry yesterday. We hadn't had a rain for, gosh, 2 weeks. And I know you guys out west, you just got to be shaking your head in disgust. But yeah, anyway, 2 weeks. And so we drove the trailer right out in that paddock on top of that hill over there. And I made sure that when I unloaded them, I pointed the trailer, the back of the trailer where they came out was pointed uphill. Don't pull out in a paddock and face the trailer downhill. So when you open that door, they're going to come running out of there. They got momentum going downhill, and they may not stop. Okay, they may run through a fence. But I wasn't even close to a fence. I had them facing back the other direction, and the cattle were like, the existing cows in the paddock like, ooh, who'd you bring us? What's this? And so they're all hanging around the end of the edge of the trailer. So when the others came out, they'd been basically hauled, you know, rumbled around, hot wire broke, and there was some stress involved there. And then they had all the grass they could eat. And those bulls put their head down. A few of them pushed around on the others, but there was no fighting to speak of. They were hungry. They put their head down, started eating. And so it went really, really well. But the rain has let off a little bit. So I'm going to run down here, and I can see the bulls are going back to their, see them way over on that hillside over there. Yep. Got a crack in my glass. I gotta. It's always something, isn't it? Got to get a new windshield put in this thing. It's not leaking yet, but it's irritating to look through. But yeah, we're growing the grass, and you know, I'm so thankful. This has been a really good start to our growing season. We just continue to hope that the rains continue. This isn't a big rain, but you know what? It's water, and I'll take every drop that we can get. Is this one more drop than we had before it started? So rain is a good thing. You can talk about grazing, you can get the land and get the fence, but unless you get some moisture, it's pretty tough. And I really feel for my friends down in Texas. I don't think all of Texas is this way, but definitely just south of Austin. Talked to a sheep farmer there yesterday, and he's just really in bad shape. They haven't had any rain, and he said they skipped their spring flush. There was no spring green up. There wasn't enough water to make anything green this spring. Everything went straight to a seed head, and that's what plants do. They've got to survive. And so they'll stick up a seed stem, and then the seed immediately, instead of growing leaf, they put a seed head on. That's what a plant's designed to do, is to survive till the next year or so. When they're stressed, they will put on a seed very, very, very quickly. So, yeah. Well, I tell you, it's Jan came over and painted this. Brittany and her did the other interest. Look at that. I mean, she did a really good job. She hand brushed it, and she gave it 2 coats. And that's that Olympic stain we got from Home Depot. It is some really, really, really good stain. It's super heavy duty. And by giving it 2 coats like that, it's probably going to last a long, long time. And that is treated wood. We let it set for a year before we painted it. You don't want to put a fresh coat of paint on freshly treated wood that's been installed, because you won't get very good adhesion to that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get out here. Ladies, you all have a good one, and we'll see you next time. And I hope everyone gets a rain. And yeah, that would be a good thing here in the spring like this. Y'all be careful out there.